How yes, the 24th of October 2025. You're welcome back. It's the date of the presidential election here in Ireland. So Volkswagen has announced that it has to quit making Volkswagen Golfs, Volkswagen Tiguans, is it? There's a few other makes. The Caddy is not one. The Tigum, isn't it? And there's another one, the Tyler or something. They're unbelievable names on them anyway. But it's cutting out 4 models. There's another one there. Somebody post underneath. I might post underneath myself. I'm after reading it, and then I went down and I was like, how looking for the AI man, and that distracted me. But anyway, a little bit of rain I see coming over on the mountain there too. But anyway, the thing about it is that they had to stop making them. Now I want to let you know the background. The Chinese have a factory in the Netherlands, in Holland. It has a name, something Expertia or something like that, or Electria, something like that anyway. And they're making microchips for these cars and other cars. And they're working away, they're making them. Now, somebody thinks that they're breaking copyright. I don't know about that. But President Trump and his American administration rang up the Holland government and told them, you go in and take over that plant. Now that is an outrageous thing to do. They've taken over the Chinese plant after the Chinese setting it up and putting it there. Now you imagine what that's going to do for future information technology from China, and our mobile phones and everything coming out of China, and our laptop computers. So anyway, he said, go in and take it all over. They did it. Now, I don't know what the legal situation is, but they did it anyway, took it over. So that's it. They now make whatever chips are being made there. But those chips are not the ones for the Volkswagen car. China was bringing in the ones from the Volkswagen car from China, giving them all they wanted of them. And now it's cut off the supply. So China has said, right, you take over our chip factory, we'll starve you. And those 4 models have to be stopped. And they cannot get the chips anywhere. Isn't that a ridiculous thing to do? And this is the views. The American government is forcing European governments to hit the Chinese, and now if they turn on the Russians, it'll be to hit the Russians as well. And I've made the point about them taking over Russian asset money, but they can only take a certain amount of money from the Russians anyway, and that'll run out. Zelensky won't be long eating his way through that. So that's something. Just understand that anyway. The Tig one, the Golf is 2 big ones. There's another 2 makes. It sounds like the Tig one. I see them every day on the road. They're ridiculous names anyway. But anyway, they're stopping them 4. The Caddy is not one. Now, I would make cars with no chips at all. I just don't understand why you need them at all. Well, what are they good for? My Fiat tractor and my digger have no chips. And you just keep the parts in them and away they go. Turn the key and away they go. Keep the oil changed. And I still have my old Caddy van, and I think I'll keep it as well. There's only a little bits of chips in it. Brains and everything else. What's the point? Didn't the Allies win the Second World War with no chips? Okay, there may be cases on certainly certain things that work better, like automatic machine tools, and that won't work without those chips. Anyway, we'll leave you with that. That's just to know that. And then there's the thing about them trying to take the money off the Russians, and they probably will, but there's a big price to be paid. So we're heading into funny waters. I made a video before about the poor young Polish people, and now the Ukrainian boys. Now the Polish government is going to try to force them to go back to Ukraine. Thousands of them into the meat grinder to fight for Zelensky. The blood running out of their mouths. Just when the bullet hits them in the chest, the blood comes up and comes out your mouth. God help them. That's what Poland is trying to do. I don't know how we handle this. The EU seems to be turning against them and saying, why don't you go and fight for your own country? It's not a fight for freedom. It's a fight for Ursula von der Leyen and communism and BlackRock developments. There's talk now of them developing a digital currency so they can control every single thing we spend. Scary times. George Orwell wrote about this in his book, 1984. Now, the other thing is there's a serious outbreak of chicken flu in Germany. I hear there's 160,000 chickens or fowl killed, 160,000 destroyed because of this disease. Now, when you get your cattle tested in Ireland, there's a top injection, and that's to detect avian flu. And that, if that's very high and the bottom one is very high, it could explain TB. It mightn't be TB, it could be a reaction, but it's the difference between the two that makes the test. And as far as I know, I'm testing cattle 50 years. I don't look into it, I just get the vet and get it over and done with. But this is a very serious outbreak, and it's spread by migratory birds. There's crows all over the place here. You hear them there, and ravens and buzzards and everything, and they can't stop it. And now you see the whole birds will be coming from Germany into the Wexford slopes. Now, I had to answer the phone there for somebody, so sorry about that. Now, the thing is, the bird flu is quite serious, so I don't know how this is going. Well, imagine that they slaughtered 160,000 fowl, and it's spread by migratory birds. So it's scary stuff. Right, that's an update on the news. 6 minutes. That'll not cost you too long. And I can't say any more. We'll see you back for something else. Just in relation to Ireland, I was checking last night. We have a massive pharmaceutical industry in Ireland. It's paying a lot of the bills. It's paying something like 40% of the bills in Ireland. It's mostly centred around Cork, but not all. And it needs some of these data centres as well. It's not hugely energy intensive, and there's very little resistance to big pharma, because they don't have much of an environmental impact where they're doing it. Now, some people tell me that the drugs are actually mixed elsewhere, or that they're developed and researched in Ireland, which appears to be what this video said. There was some very smart people on it, that they researched the tablets and the drugs, and that they then mix them in Ireland, but they say they mix them up into a compound or into a big ball, a dough somewhere in Ireland, and send them off for packaging. I don't know if that's the case. Now, the thing is, Trump has given a 15% tariff on all Irish stuff from the EU moving into America, 10% for Britain. A 15% tariff, I think we can carry it, but don't forget it's Trump's own patients who need these drugs, but he's trying to force them over. So what the Irish government appears to be doing, and I'm not totally against this, they're trying to say to Trump, these companies have places in America too. They can use our research and development, and they can have jobs in America and jobs in Ireland. It might just work, because health is a big thing. He can't stop medication going in like that. It would be it wouldn't suit him well in an election. So I don't know how it's going to go. Some people say he'll stop the whole big pharma from Ireland. That would be an absolute disaster. And it was carefully built up over years. It was very, very fancy footwork. They had a very low tax rate. Now it's 15%. So the tablets coming out of Irish factories have to pay 15% corporation tax to Ireland, and then the people buying them the other end also have to pay 15% tariff import. So that's 30. So it'll all depend on how these companies can convince the American government that they're slowly but surely having a product line in America. And they would probably have to take licensing out from the Irish companies. They have done a lot of research here. Trump can't allow that stuff to be sold without the proper patents and all of that. So I don't know how that's going to go, but I hope it goes well. I think they're playing it fairly well in that regard. Huge jobs here, huge jobs. Of course, everyone's going to post underneath, they're not Irish jobs. And that's it. Do we really need all these jobs if they're not our own people? Should our jobs not be designed for the Irish people? I'm just saying that. It's a topic for another day. That should keep me quiet for another while. Folks, it's starting to rain a little now. Thank you for all your comment. We'll see you back soon.